His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Steel? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast. It is Monday, as usual, May 9th, 2016. Jason is here. Jeff, however, may or may not be joining us tonight. The little kid's got baseball, so he's busy, he said, the next few Mondays. So you're just going to have to bear with us if Jeffrey makes it. But that's it. Round 17, Vegas done and over. It's kind of weird. I was thinking about this today. Seems like it went by pretty fast. And yeah, it's over. Just like that. So, but start off by saying thanks to everyone that's been listening, liking, and make sure to check out that Amazon banner on the Talkin Moto website. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Stitcher, on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Make sure to hit us up on Instagram at Talkin Moto Podcast. Twitter is at Talkin Moto. Like I said before, Facebook is just Talkin Moto. And I was talking via Facebook today with Derek Gibson. So with the season over, we got the Talkin Moto Fantasy Supercross. That is also done and over with. So we got some artwork from him coming. I have to double check. I know Greta was on board earlier when I asked her about it, about getting tickets to the Millville National. I got to see what Lee wants to help us out with. So, but we'll get all that buttoned up here in the next week or so. But big thanks to Spring Creek MX Park, Motokazi, Derek Gibson, Art Design, Plainview Power Sports, and good old SKD. How are those hot dogs? You got like the big Franks?
Wow.
Nice.
They're pretty tasty. Pretty tasty.
We had burgers on the grill last night. They were good.
No? No? I apologize to our listeners for eating while podcasting, but
That's multitasking.
busy times, busy times.
I want to know why this website is not working right now. That's really weird. So yeah, this is I was a little shocked to tune into the race and see they picked up a little bit of moisture. And so I was watching, I can't even remember. Oh, I was doing little as possible on this last weekend. So sitting in front of my computer, I'm tuning into Race Day Live, and well, at first I was slightly irritated because it didn't start on time. Not that that's a big deal, but I don't know if that was something on their end or what, but I'm like, if you say your stuff's, well, I say that, and we don't always start on time, but, you know.
Maybe you should just stop right there.
You're right. But, so yeah, I was waiting for that to get going, and the beginning of the broadcast, looked odd. Normal Vegas, looked, normal.
Looked like the desert.
Yeah, normal Vegas. So I was like, all right. and I think they said it started to rain or something, or you could see it on the coverage, not so much the clouds, but you could just sense there was something above the racetrack, and it wasn't blue skies and sun.
And it wasn't a UFO.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, what is it, Jim Hawley and that Andy Bauer, they're starting to rain, blah, 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 and they got like garbage bags over some of their equipment, and I think they ran a practice or something, and then all of a sudden, they kind of like pan away or go to one of their commercials, and then you just hear this, "Hey, look out!" And they must have flipped the switch back to the set, and either the awning had fell down or blew off. And it was that was it for the show. So I don't know if they came back or not, but I tweeted, I'm like, "Are you guys okay?"
That's awesome.
But yeah.
They fell out of the booth to their deaths.
They might have. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then Andy Lazan and his wife were out there. There was, I think, a fair amount of, well, I shouldn't say a fair amount. There was a handful, I think, people that I knew that were out there. And he snapped a photo of the parking lot, and I couldn't believe how much water, like the cars, it's up above the bottom of the cars, so.
Yeah, I saw that picture. I was dumbfounded. You see the pictures of the track, it's like, well, yeah, of course, they don't have all that graded drainage inside. I saw the one guy that was like up to his knees standing in a water puddle, but yeah, to see a picture of the parking lot, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, when I saw that, maybe I got spoiled with some of the other races we saw, in practice, and it just looked like, maybe it wasn't quite as bad, or maybe the fact that the dirt there is a lot more hard packed maybe had something to do with it. But I saw the pictures, and I'm like, oh yeah, they'll have that cleaned up for for main events. It'll be, track will be perfect come main. It must have got a lot.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I go to turn it on, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. So, excuse me.
Well, quite the mess.
Yeah, that was brutal. So what the first thing I got, and like I said, we'll jump right into it. What did you think of the whole East-West shootout? I really kind of liked, the two coasts kind of battling for points. I just think the whole weather thing really kind of screwed up everything,
Wrecked everything.
Yeah.
I felt like, well, first off, kind of back up a little bit, we're sitting at the track on Saturday. Kind of in between practice and race practice, basically just kind of waiting for some track prep to be done and whatnot. And sitting around shooting the shit, and Jeff's looking at his phone, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God, it's a mutter!" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, the first thing I thought was I already didn't really care if I watched it or not, because I'm just kind of over Supercross.
Yep.
And he said, "Oh my God, it's a mutter," and I'm like, I don't even want to watch it now. For the last 3 weeks, it's been like, is this season over yet? And now we're going to have to sit through 5 hours of mud racing?
At one point, I did almost want to, turn it off. It was kind of tough to watch. It was, to me, I think if you are there in person watching the mud or racing in the mud, I think is entertaining. to watch it on TV, it was really not so much boring, but like I'm watching Trey Kennard and he's just like struggling. Well, I shouldn't say struggling, but like going through the whoops was horrible, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was. Honestly, I never feel too much like, hey, they should just throw in the towel. But man, especially towards the end, it's like, is this thing over yet? I'm so tired of watching guys paddle their bikes around the track, you know.
Yeah. Yep. And it did look like they might have taken a few, like the last maybe 3 or 4 whoops out before the finish. Because it looked like that was quite the struggle. Are you opening up your garage door?
I am, dude. I got to go out to the trailer. I'm missing a few things. One of these days, I'm going to have a set of tools in the basement and a set of tools in the trailer, so I don't have to make a trip to the trailer every time I want to work on my bike.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not when it's raining, it's not awesome. It's ridiculous.
All right, I got to try to find... oh, shoot. Why? Man, my one go-to site is not working.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Maybe it's broken. But yeah, like I was bummed. Like I'm not a huge web fan. I'd say maybe I'm more of a Savachi guy. I don't know, but like I just would have been bummed if Webb would have lost the title like that. But,
well, I would have been certainly bummed for him now. I mean, shit, to go through that race with the injury he's dealing with, having dealt with that injury and been there before, I mean, it's freaking impressive, man.
Which, I don't know why. I think I put him to win, and I heard that he was banged up, but I don't know. But I don't think he did any favors either. I mean, he's obviously not 100%, and then he didn't get that good a start either, so...
No.
But... and then what was it? Martin crashes, and it took him almost, a full lap to get his bike out of that muck.
Oh, God.
Like, oh my... Yeah, I'm like, this is horrible. I mean,
it was honestly one of the most painful things I've ever watched. And luckily, I was over at Jeff's, because if I was at home, I probably would have either fallen asleep or I'd have just said, the hell with it, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I think it's just one thing to crash in the first corner, get up and take off, but to have to sit there and there's Jeremy and one, if not two other guys that are pulling on his bike to try to get it out of the freaking mud. It's like, man,
yeah.
This is brutal. But let's see here. What else? It's kind of cool to see Alex kind of running up front there for a little while. Or was that his...
Yeah, until he threw it away.
I'm going to say Nichols was doing good.
It was funny because I wasn't... I was watching the race, but apparently I wasn't paying all that close of attention to what was actually going on. I knew that Martin was down, and this is going to sound really horrible with me, but I told Jeff, it's like, yeah, kind of typical Martin move there. I think I said typical Jeremy Martin move there. And he's like, yeah, but that's Alex. I'm like, oh.
It's all good.
I have a hard time watching races, like, right after we're done racing. This is what we were doing.
Oh, I don't blame you. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. My mind just kind of goes numb when I get done. I want to find something to eat. I want to clean up, and then I want to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's how things work for me.
And Jeff asked me if I wanted to come over before we left the track, and I was like, well, tell you what, I'm going to run the rig home, and I'll jump in my pickup and come over. But I don't come over, go home, I'm not leaving.
So let's maybe skip a little Supercross and Supercross to talk Supercross. How was Jordan then on Friday or Saturday?
It was pretty damn sweet, I gotta say. Practice was good. I got over there early, help with track prep and whatnot. And man, the guys just did an awesome job. We had probably in sweetest tracks over there that we've had in a long time. It was just perfect. Got all kinds of ride time and just had a really good day riding. And then first thing you know, you get the break and the guys go out and get the track all ready to go again, and just had a really good time.
Cool. They get a decent turnout for the races, or?
Sadly, no. It was kind of down. I don't know what the deal was there. I don't know if it had to do with Kellogg or. And like you said, there were a ton of people out in Vegas. I think that might have affected it a little bit. I know that affected it for some of my buddies that usually would have been there. They were out in Vegas. So I don't really know what the deal was, but kind of down in the numbers.
Oh no.
What are you knowing about?
Ah, shoot. I think I screwed up on the boat graphics.
No. Don't screw up.
Oh, shoot. I think... Were they putting the salty dog with the dog on the back of the boat?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. So that's what... I thought that's what they were doing. The name went on the back of the boat. And then... the registration and all that other stuff was going on the side of the boat.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Am I explaining that right?
What did you do? Just send them one?
So I sent them two of the registration, and then for the back, which I thought they were just putting it on the back of the boat, I just did the salty dog with the dog. I only sent one of those.
Oh. So, yeah, should have been one of those for each side.
Ah, shit.
Way to go, Scott.
Oh, no. Damn it.
Dad's going to be pissed. Just kidding. He's not.
No, they're probably cussing me out right now. I just got the email. But
don't worry about it. They put it in yesterday already.
Okay. Shoot. Nope. Yeah, I should.
I'll talk them off the ledge.
I think I got enough. If not, I'll grab another yard of that stuff and I'll get it sent out right away. Let's see. Okay, so
I knew I should have managed that project for him.
I guess I didn't know what they're. That was my bad. I should have double checked. But we'll fix it. Let's see here. The other thing I got on the old list is they announced the new schedule for next year.
Woo!
So, I guess...
you live around here, you know that news, unless you're under a rock.
They've been blowing it up pretty good.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so Minneapolis is back on. I see Seattle's back on. Salt Lake City is back. Trying to think. Looks like only one Atlanta, 2 Anaheim. So, but yeah, I don't know.
Only 2 Anaheims? I didn't really look at it.
Yeah, so obviously Anaheim is the kickoff. So Anaheim, San Diego, back to Anaheim, then Phoenix,
Oh, damn.
Oakland, and then Arlington, Minneapolis, Atlanta. I don't know. I get like the scheduling, but like damn that's quite the crisscross. Like
It really is. It's like,
yeah, you're gonna go
I hate to say,
Texas.
I agree with a certain someone, but it's like, seriously, do you not want people to come to these races?
Yeah, it's just like Arlington to Minneapolis, back to Atlanta, then you're going to go to Toronto, and then from Toronto you're going to drive to frickin' Daytona, then you're going to go back to Indy. So, but
Apparently the person in charge doesn't own a map.
I'm sure, well, that's probably one headache I don't want is to try to figure out all that scheduling stuff, but
Yeah,
but that's why they get paid the big bucks.
that's right.
Let's see. So yeah, that'd be cool. I'm actually I'm ready to buy tickets now for Minneapolis.
That's what everybody's saying. They're like, oh, we got to get our tickets now. I feel like you got plenty of time.
Is the new stadium done completely?
I don't think it's actually done yet. I think there's a lot of... Last I heard, there was still like $2.5 million worth of work to do or something like that.
Man, it had to have been earlier this or later this winter or earlier this winter, however you want to look at that. I had driven by it. It looks amazing, at least from the highway, but
Looks like a capsized boat.
well, it's better than the inflatable toilet.
It does look better than the inflatable toilet, that's for sure. But that's not saying a whole lot.
But but no, I'm definitely excited to check that out. So yeah, February 18th is that one. So
I feel like we got a good date, early in the season. I like that.
I don't shoot. I don't remember if Arlington was an east or west round this year, because didn't Texas had 2 of them? I should know this, but I don't. So, but I know for a while. I know. But I remember, I think when I first started getting into Supercross, that I thought Minneapolis was the opening round for East, but that was a while ago. But I could just be talking out of my ass. I did catch a post-race interview, and I don't know if you caught that one with Chad Reed, but he kind of made the comment about the chase format is coming, but...
Oh, yeah.
So maybe interesting to see how all that stuff shakes out. But... excuse me. God, I gotta quit frickin' coughing. What, see here. Alright, so 250s. I kind of have a big blank here, but obviously nothing really changed as far as points go. Stewart won. or didn't win, but got third. But Plessinger he was at one point in the pits, so kind of a rough night, I guess. I think he came in 16 points down. I think he left 22 down. So I guess the big one would be Webb and Savacci, like we kind of talked before. I think Webb had I might have them mixed up, but one of them was 14, the other one was 16. So I think Webb had a 14-point lead. But Savacci was kind of gone and Webb was way back. So at one point, I know Savacci had the title, and then I think once Webb got into 14th or 12th or something like that, he was good. So if they would have tied, he still would have won on the more wins or whatever. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I just would have been bummed.
Didn't they actually tie, or did they not tie?
They did not tie, no.
Okay, because they were making it sound like they were tied at the end.
Yeah, I think, I heard on Racer X that Aldridge had crashed. Somebody crashed, or Webb got by someone on the last lap.
Of course Aldridge crashed.
Yeah. Well, not...
It was a supercross race on a day that ended in Y.
Well, it sounded like...
Sorry, that's very negative of me.
Well, yeah, because this is, I think, a crash that one's not going to just... Like, normally I think we've seen him cartwheel through the air, and he normally bounces back up and gets going again. I think this one is going to take a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he ended up passing someone on the last lap, and so I think he won by 1 point. I guess speaking of laps, something they haven't done in a while, obviously, is cut some laps, which obviously I think is probably a good idea. I know.
I think it was probably necessary.
It's like you sent me that text about not complaining about lap times. I'm like, I'm not watching the races. So, but I can't remember what we were doing. Oh, we went. We went and I think we were watching a movie or something. So, but yeah.
I don't think I gave anything away with that.
No, I mean, I already saw the heat race, one of the 250 heat races, so I knew it was bad, or gonna be bad. So I can't because you sent that to me earlier before the heat races. But no, you were good. Jerry in the chat room says Talkin Moto should sponsor a section in the Supercross in Minneapolis for the loyal listeners.
Yeah, somebody should sponsor Talkin Moto to help us pay for that, and then we'd be all about it, Jerry.
Shoot. Speaking of that, Jerry, I'll send you a message after the show. Where the hell was I going? Scatterbrained like normal. So, is that it for 250s? Anything else? Nothing right off the top of my brain is jumping in front of me.
You're going to have to jog my memory if you want me to talk about something.
Well, there was... Okay, here's... The mud made it worse. But, like, when I saw the track map, I thought it was kind of... I'm not a big fan of this going outside. Like, I would rather them start outside like they've done in years past, and then come flying in on Thunder Alley or whatever the hell they call that. Like, I think that whole section is stupid. And
yeah,
I honestly think it's going to take... This might make me sound old and like a whiner, but like I think it'll take one guy crashing on that section, and that'll be the end of that. But I mean, could you imagine, say Alessi did what happened to him at Redbud a couple years ago? You know, he
Yeah.
clips bars with someone off that little single, and he's laying there, and he just, you know, some guy going 60 miles an hour. I'm like, it's gonna be a mess. But I think I'd rather him not go outside, and then have that be us. I suppose you still need us. I guess the trade-off is there's no start straight, but you have that whole length. I don't know. I just think it's, I don't know, stupid. But so anyway, they take off, and you see them take off, and then they disappear, and then that's it. You know, then they come zinging down that start straight. But I don't know. Other than that, I wasn't a big fan of the beginning of it. But I don't know if you were able to catch any of the track while it was dry. They kind of had the 3 Camelback deals in a row.
Yeah, I thought that thing was weird.
It was weird, but man, that was pretty cool watching some of the guys jump across from the second to the third one.
Kind of a hell of a creation for whoever had to build it. I mean, that took some creativity.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, other than that though, I thought it was pretty good. But what I was gonna say about the start, Osborne, he got a pretty good doozy on that one in the first heat race. Obviously, that's the same place J Mark crashed in the main. But let's see what else I got. That Dakota Alex, once again, gets an awesome start, and then kind of goes backwards. But he's got the starts down. Just got to work on everything else. Oh yeah, then that was kind of the. Shoot, I didn't write down who it was. I think it was Davalos and Audette. They're coming to the finish line in the heat race, and well, obviously it's all muddy and they're crisscrossing all over, but they both go off the track, and I think Alex was in a spot, and then he crashed, and then the rest of those guys got through. But kind of crazy.
A little bit.
Millsaps came back. What a great race to come back from.
Oh my God. He had to be just hating himself.
Yeah. Just shut her down. But, Bogle takes a heat win. That was... I guess I'd rather see him not do so good in the heat race, but maybe do better. Oh gosh, what was that? Do better in the main.
I'm sure he'd probably like that too.
Yeah. Dungy does good, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of going through some of the notes I wrote down. So it's the semi number 1 for, obviously, 450s. Did you see Freezy? He's in the rhythm section, and he's trying to, seat bounce the little double, and I don't know if he just got wheel spin or what, but, there was really not much of a seat bounce, but a nice catapult of him up over the bars.
It was cartoonish almost. It was like somebody shoved a stick of TNT underneath his seat and just said, "You're done." I give him a 9 for the dismount.
Well, it looked pretty graceful, too. I mean, he flips over and, kind of skids on the mud and on the back side of the jump, so... I guess a big shocker would be Pike pretty much had disaster. So, I think he had issues in every race. and he didn't even qualify. So
No, that was kind of a shocker for sure.
Let's see, what did they do? I got sorry, I'm kind of bouncing all over, but we talked about laps already, but the main for 250 was 12 and 16 for the big bikes, but
We were talking about how they come up with that number.
I would just have to assume they just base it off I would assume lap times. But
That's kind of what I thought. Figure, okay, this is kind of our lap time for the leaders, so how do we get this done in 20 minutes or whatever?
yeah. Yeah, that's what I would go for.
I never looked. Were they scheduled to go as long as they did, or did the program go long?
I would think that it was probably in there because I thought they had said during the broadcast, like during the first practice or whatever, they were doing like a minute 4 or minute 5 lap times. So I mean that's not well.
But that's not a minute 40.
Right.
Which is what they were doing towards the end.
Yep. So yeah, I'm sure it's all time. Get it done.
Honestly, when they said the 450 main was going to be 16 laps, I was like, are you kidding me? Because it seemed like the track was just getting, at that point, it was like, I think it would have been better if it was raining.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought they were saying too. Yeah, once it stopped, it was just horrible. Let's see. But I don't know. I personally don't like riding a motocross track in the mud. I really can't imagine what a supercross track is at that level, like riding in the mud.
Yeah.
You know, especially like you have no, obviously they know what the hell they're doing, but like the fact that you are going to hit a triple and you have absolutely, maybe you have a 75% chance, like it's going to happen, but who knows? Foot peg hits a pile of muck and there goes all your speed, or you get a little wheel spin and now you just lawn darted yourself.
Yeah. Pretty gnarly.
Ugh.
Oh my God, this stuff stinks.
What are we working on? Tell the listeners what we're doing.
Right now I'm cleaning shock linkage, and it stinks.
Shoot.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
That's bad. That is real bad. Looks like up north. Oh, then I guess the other thing I almost forgot about is so Dungy's winning, and then Roxon's kind of right behind him, and then like he no more than makes the pass, and then he crashes. Dungy hits his bike. I'm like, oh my God. This is like, what is going on? But then it just, I don't know, kind of went to shit for Roxon after that. I don't know if something happened, or I know obviously.
I think something mentally happened. I think anybody that's ever been in a mud race has been there. You start out and it's like, hey, this isn't so bad, and then you go down and it's just like, oh my God.
Take me to the truck. Yeah.
As soon as you lose that momentum and lose that drive, it's plus now you're covered in peanut butter and had to be frustrating.
Yeah.
No more Iron Man versus Captain America.
It's a little cheesy. Little cheesy.
Did they get paid for that?
Running the Iron Man stuff?
Yeah.
I would assume nothing more than what they normally would get paid. Like, I'm sure Fox or whoever, you know, they probably wear whatever they tell them to wear.
I suppose. It's not like even Fox. I mean, was there some incentive to them doing that, or they just thought, hey, this will be interesting?
I think there's something else coming out. I don't know. I thought I heard him say something on it. I don't know what the gimmick was. Is there a new Iron Man movie coming out?
I don't know. Our comic book expert is MIA at the moment. Yeah.
Let's see. Iron Man triathlon. Captain America versus Iron Man. Oh my god. So, yeah, I think there's something.
I know there was something to it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I guess I'm not too into it.
Jeff was kind of geeking out about it, saying how awesome it was. I'm like, really?
Shoot. I'm assuming that this is it. Captain America Civil War, maybe.
That could be.
Really not into those type of things, so yeah, that's gotta be it. Iron Man, Team Cap, hashtag Team Cap, or hashtag Team Iron Man. Who's it gonna be? But cool. So that's that. That's your movie segment.
Your Marvel comic update on the Talkin Moto podcast.
I do want to check this out on the old Racer X. Let's. Did you do the online poll?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to look at Racer X today.
Well, let's give this a rundown. So, the poll is for biggest surprises of the 2016 Supercross season. Are you ready?
Oh, boy. Bring it.
We got Dungey dominating again, even against a healthy field. Malcolm Stewart scoring his first title. Cooper Webb's ups and downs. Eli Tomac winless in traditional stadiums. Well, I guess this is a shocker. I guess a surprise. No podiums for Trey Kennard. No wins for Reed and Stewart. 15.
That's no surprise.
15 top 5s, 17 top 20s, and 2 wins for Jason Anderson. Let's see. No podiums for Joe Gibbs Racing Men of Barsha and Pike. 5 podiums and a near win for rookie Marvin Muskin. And then it says something else. Tell us in the comments below.
Well, first off, there were too many choices. I already forgot what the question was. Just kidding.
No, that is a pretty healthy poll.
I think my biggest surprise would probably be Barsha not doing a damn thing. You know, not that I expected him to come out and dominate, but I mean, he was really just pretty terrible. He wasn't even mediocre.
Yeah, but I think he missed a handful of races, and then I think because of his thumb or something, so kind of a rough deal.
Yeah. I wasn't all that surprised about, Tomac not doing much. I never really feel like Supercross is his strong point. I think he's much better outdoors.
I think
And I would say it's not really a choice, but I mean I think Malcolm doing as well as he did, and obviously winning a championship, kind of. I don't want to say it wasn't in the realm of possibility at the beginning of the season, but I think more of the fact that he seems to have really matured this season as a rider and as a person. He's definitely gone up a few notches in my book this year.
I don't know. Everyone else seems, well, maybe it's easy to say now that the season's over, because I think at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have picked him as a title favorite. I would have maybe said maybe he might get a win, maybe, but I don't know.
I wouldn't have even picked him as a title contender.
Yeah. But man, I mean, he really had that one kind of meltdown, I guess, race. I don't remember which one where he crashed 2 or 3 times, but I mean, other than that, he's been up there, so you can't really, I guess now it's not like a huge surprise. Like, I think the last quarter of the season, I would have said, yeah, he's your favorite guy. It's like when I'm filling out my picks, it's like, man, I want Martin to win, but like, man, sometimes he gets a start, sometimes he doesn't. It's like you didn't really know what you're gonna get, and I think same with Plessinger towards the end. It was like you just really can't seem to get a start going anymore. But it seemed like Stewart was the one that was more consistent than the rest of them.
Well, especially for the 250 class. I mean, it seems like in 250s, everybody has at least that 1 week where, nothing's going right. They're down 2 or 3 times, and you think that, oh, there goes the season, and then they come back. But, I don't know, he just, especially towards the end of the season, really impressed me. Until he started dancing.
Yeah, I do think the dancing's a little ridiculous. But, shoot, where else are we on that little poll? I guess to me,
no surprise. I don't think.
No. Webb did have some up and downs, but...
Yeah, I think that's a little bit shocking. I think a lot of us just expected him to come out and run away with it.
Yeah, I think...
Obviously, that didn't happen. I certainly didn't expect him to come into Vegas and have it even be a question that he would wrap it up,
Yep. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big surprise. To me, the one that jumps out, maybe just because it has no in the line, is just the no podiums for Trey Kennard. I don't know why that one just seems to stand out a little bit more.
I don't even feel like that's all that surprising. I mean, I like Trey. I like him as a rider. I think he's, a good guy and all that. But especially in Supercross, he just seems to implode so often that I would have had a really hard time picking him for a win this year, even at the beginning of the year. Just say, yeah, he'll get one. I don't know if I could have said that.
Yep. Now we're trolling the comments. This guy mentions JS7. I was looking forward to his comeback this year, but it ended up being unbearable, pathetic, and painful to watch. Ouch. But
I would say my biggest shock as a write-in would be the fact that the Talkin Moto podcast is still on the air.
They can't get rid of us.
And the 3 members haven't brutally murdered each other by now.
No. No. Dude, I was really jealous, though. I saw that, forgive me if I don't recognize who this is, but is it, who's the lady that was out taking the photos of you guys?
Where?
At Jordan. There was one of you, and you're in front of Jeff. Like you're coming back across the start. You posted it.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. It's Doug something or other. KGK,
There you go.
I think is what it is.
So, man, that looked like a ton of fun.
That was a ton of fun. That race alone was a ton of fun. I mean, you kind of had to be there to see it. If I tell you about it, it'll sound like kind of a snoozer, but that was the heat race. And Jeff got out in front of me first lap, and we went off the big camelback out in the back, and he overjumped it pretty good right in front of me, and he came down, and I don't know if he thought he broke something. He said he thought he might have popped a tire, so he kind of pulled over to the side, and I got around him, and he decided he was okay, so he took off again, and man, he was basically just like a hemorrhoid on my ass for the rest of the race. And to say I was riding a wide bike is a huge understatement. I mean, I was doing everything I could to keep him behind me, including running him off the track. And it was a ton of fun. I think we actually got some comments from people about how much fun it was to watch that race. So
Cool.
that was kind of the highlight of my night. Ended up winning the heat race. I think he could have beat me if he really tried. I think he was being pretty nice to me, but it was a ton of fun.
Cool. But no, I saw that photo and I thought it was pretty. It was a neat photo. So I was like, oh man.
I'm looking forward to seeing what MX Matt has. I think he's probably got some pretty good coverage of that race too. So should be fun to check that out.
Cool.
John Matejka actually took some video of it. Unfortunately, it's not very good, but that was a really good time. Most fun I've had at the races in a long time.
Was Caleb out there again?
No, he was at a wedding this weekend, so he wasn't able to make it.
Right on. Well, let's see here. I was, I guess, sticking with the local stuff. I don't know where you guys are going, if anywhere this weekend. Where are we? May 9th? So
Come on.
What?
You don't know over the weekend? Come on.
Oh, you got your qualifiers this weekend.
Yeah.
Up in Little
I think I'm
Falls?
in the basement pulling overtime tonight like crazy.
So we got the area qualifier at Moto City.
Yep.
Cool. Why? Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Like, I'm looking at the schedule, and if this is maybe it could go good and bad for you or you guys. But, like, if this is the area qualifier, why not just have that be the race this weekend? Or is that bad?
Well, because you got. I'm sure you have plenty of people that want to go racing this weekend and don't want to deal with the extracurricular stuff that comes with an area qualifier. I mean, number one, practice is on Friday. There is no guarantee that there'll be any practice on Saturday. So unless you're going to take Friday off to go racing, and I wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't trying to qualify. So.
Okay. Good point. So then I'll just keep with the stupid questions. Is everything on Saturday then, or do you do Saturday and Sunday?
No, it's practice on Friday. I think they usually run the sport classes on Saturday.
Okay.
So I don't think we will be doing any racing on Saturday. I think we'll have to wait till Sunday. But
Guys up for the long weekend.
yep, we plan on hitting the road about as soon as we can on Thursday afternoon. So
Cool. All right, so you got area qualifier up at Little Falls, and then Berm Benders at Mora's this weekend too. So all your action is up north, my friends.
yes, sir. Should be a good weekend. Really looking forward to it.
Good deal. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Damn it.
Pooh.
I know. You'll have to keep me posted. Maybe we'll have to make the trip to Byron then.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Wasn't feeling real confident before this last weekend, and then got out there and had a really good weekend on the bike. Really, really, really happy with the bike. Hoping we can translate that into some good results this weekend.
I will say it does look sharp, so that's half the battle. If you're looking good, you're riding good, right?
That's part of it. That's for sure.
Let's see, what else do we got? Oops, wrong button. I've seen Motokazi as the following weekend.
Yeah, down at Cato.
Trying to see. Yep. So, guess we'll talk about that at a different time. I think that's it for local stuff. I got nothing.
That kind of summarizes all of it for right now.
Let's see here. The last, really the last thing that I have, and we kind of talked about it at the beginning, but the Talkin Moto podcast, we did the Fantasy Supercross, so I will be in touch with everyone that won. So we had we threw a little money at the Money League this year, so I've already talked to 2 of the 3, so I got one more individual to get a hold of, and then I'll double check with Greta and see if Lee's what we're all doing with all the other prizes. So, but yeah, should be good. And then that's it. Done.
You watch any GPs, man?
Just the highlight reel, and then I forget who's the guy that I saw it on Instagram, and I'm sure you saw it too. He does the big scrub up that lip and like lays it completely flat.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on who it was now that did it, but
Did you check it out?
yeah, I just caught second motos last night. They were on TV, but man, the GPs were holy crap. I mean, first it looked like Hurlings was finally not going to win a race, and that ended up being one of the best races of the year as far as I'm concerned to watch. It was pretty incredible.
Not to sound like a dirty rider, but like at some point, don't you think they're just like, you know what, F this dude, and just park him?
Well, it's kind of how it went. He had a pretty good battle with Sealer yesterday in that second moto, and they were not too happy with each other when they came off the track. So I think there's some rivalry building there, and some guys kind of tired of watching him run away with it all the time. And Sealer was definitely fired up yesterday. I mean, he had a hell of a ride for a guy that I've never even really heard of. He was pretty impressive to watch. So I wish Jeff was here because he could go on for hours about yesterday. We had a pretty good conversation about it at work today. So.
Oh yeah, because the only thing that I wrote down was that is it Dalen? Is that how you say his name? is it Fernandez or something like that? I'm really butchering his name, but that's not out of the.
I don't remember.
But anyway, so he's coming over next year. Sounded like he signed a deal with Star Yamaha, but
Yeah.
but like I don't know, it just kind of got me thinking, and this is kind of beating a dead horse because obviously, like that's all those guys ride, right? Is moto. You really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, even the overseas stuff, like you know, you don't see their top guys doing any of that stuff. So,
Well, yeah.
so yeah, I think it's good he's coming over stateside to give it a try. But yeah, I wish Jeff was here too. He's all into that stuff. I got the highlight on Racer X, and that was about it. I can't even think of his name. That's how bad I am with freaking over GP stuff. 222. Why am I drawing a blank? Caroli. Jesus. But yeah, I seen his little battle. So, but yeah, and I'm completely drawing a blank too on that pretty gnarly scrub. I showed the guys.
Yeah,
I showed the guys
don't
at
remember
lunch
who it
that.
was.
Yeah. It's like right on the tip of my tongue too, and I'm like, I know if someone would start to say the name, it would pop in. But I was showing the guys at lunch that, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty crazy, huh?" And I said,
"Yeah, he did that on purpose."
"Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, you should really see it when they hook the foot peg, because then there's no bringing that back." And then I go, it's just a yard sale. But yeah. So that's it, bud. I got nothing else.
Cool.
That's the end. End of the show. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really unsure about what to do for the outdoors. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about this off air if you want, but I'm either thinking, pulling a Chad Reed and maybe taking the outdoors off, or maybe moving the day. And I don't know if that works for anybody else. Or maybe just have it be more random. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't think randomness is a good idea.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. It just seems like the beginning of the week is just crazy. But so I don't know. Maybe later. I don't know if maybe just doing it later. I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know how easy it's going to be to keep up with this schedule.
Right. And that's just it. Like,
the boss man is running me ragged already.
What a jerk. What a jerk.
Well, in a good way, but it's like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Can't keep up. And neither can my bank account.
Well, see, that's the other thing, too, is like, at least for me personally. Oh my god, dude, are you shitting me? Sorry. I'm just really pissed right now. How's that? No, I know for end of July into August, I'm going to be busy. So there might not be times where I'm not even going to be home at this time, just with work,
Yeah.
So stuff like that, it's just like, and I think we did that last year. We skipped a couple. But, so, But yeah, we'll work something out. But I think it's been fun. That's it. That's all I got.
Shutting her down.
You got any parting words? See everyone up at the races this weekend.
Yeah, hope so.
Go cheer on the TMP crew. Wave a. I don't know. We need some like hankies or something. T-shirts.
Just don't throw anything at me. That'll be fine. I'll be okay.
Shoot. Cool. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for listening, and make sure to like us on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. All that stuff's on the Talkin Moto website. If you're ordering anything on Amazon, make sure to hit up that banner. And that is it. We're out.
Peace.